How many of you all are feds? Any snitches? Doing a little informing sometimes? No? Come on, some of you guys are. It's gotta be.
Strong family! Strong nation! Strong family! Strong nation! Strong family! Strong nation!
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, those guys seemed a little suspect to me. I don't know. But what do y'all think? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Talk to me how you guys feel about that. Obviously, this is the day that Trump is leaving for New York and addressing his indictment by Alvin Bragg. I believe that guy's name is up in New York. Goodness gracious. So that's the topic of discussion today. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Do you think those guys in that first clip were true Trump supporters or frauds? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. And please remember, I do have a scammer that is going around in my comment section, okay? The only way to donate to me is through the YouTube platform itself via a super thanks. That's what it's called, a super thanks. If you get a comment or something that looks like it's from me and it says, oh, you know, message me or come over to WhatsApp or Telegram, it's not me, okay? The only way is through the YouTube platform itself. Don't get scammed. All right. Now, I've got a video that I want to dive into that was recently released by allegedly the Trump team that I want to check out with you guys. Let's dive into it.
Durham probe into the Russia collusion hoax.
President Trump has just been impeached on both Article 1 and...
The only president of the United States to be impeached for a second
January
time.
6th committee releasing its final 845-page report.
Former President Donald Trump has been indicted.
Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead.
This is a party that wants an outsider badly.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
You must keep pushing forward. Never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just never quit. You will build a future where we have the courage to chase our dreams no matter what the cynics and the doubters have to say. You will have the confidence to speak the hopes in your hearts and to express the love that stirs your souls. And you will have the faith to replace a broken establishment with a government that serves and protects the people. If they're not coming after me, they're coming after you. I'm just standing in their way. And I always will stand in their way.
Keep fighting, Mr. President. Keep fighting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Literally got chills watching that. Incredible video. Incredible video. Like I said, I think the Trump team actually put that clip together. But, you know, this whole situation, it's just so crazy. So crazy. You know, you have all of this alleged corruption going on around us. You know, there's a list that we have not seen. you know. But allegedly people were arrested. I don't know how that works, you know, like, but we don't get to see any type of list. Nobody else gets in trouble for some of these other situations, and yet Trump is allegedly being arrested for a hush payment. Let's say he actually did it, even though I believe Stormy Daniels actually made a statement that said it never happened. So either she was lying when she made that statement, which I believe that is actually a crime, because I think she made it under oath. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I could completely be wrong. But if I remember correct, that's the situation with that. She made a statement. If I remember, I could be wrong, so don't hit me for no misinformation, okay? That it never happened. And this whole hush payment was allegedly campaign funds or something. Like, Trump's a billionaire. A billionaire. like that's an insane amount of money, right? I think he's worth like $3 billion or something. I think it was, or $2 billion or whatever. He's still a billionaire with a B, okay? Which is insane in and of itself. You think he couldn't afford to pay out of his own pocket $100 and some thousand? I think the hush payment was like $100 and some thousand, allegedly. Like, he really needed to use campaign funds to do that? Or he made like a error in, you know, documenting that payment? That's worth arresting the guy for? Yeah, all right. But I also have a clip from... Now, I understand some of you may have your opinions on this gentleman, but I think his opinion is important because of who he is and what he has previously done before. So let's dive into that clip, and then I'll have some more clips to show after this. So stick around. I've got some fantastic clips that I'm going to show you guys after we check out the second clip. So stick around.
Joining us now, former Attorney General Bill Barr. Welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you, Shannon.
Okay, a lot to unpack there. We don't know about this indictment on Tuesday. Fair to say you and the president have had a complicated relationship at times, disagreement over whether you quit, whether he fired you, all of those things. But when it comes to this, you do seem to agree this is a political prosecution, based on what we know.
Yeah, based on what we know, it certainly appears to be. And I think the American people see that. It's the very essence of the abuse of the prosecutive function, which is pursuing a person rather than pursuing a real crime.
So you know him.
Now, listen, I understand. Some people may have some strong opinions about Mr. William Barr or Bill Barr here. But this is the Attorney General of the U.S. Well, former Attorney General, excuse me, of the U.S. Not once, but twice. Basically, kind of like the top cop in the land. Legal advice. I mean, if anybody knows the law, it's somebody like this. He served twice. So when he says that, I pay attention. Going after a person rather than an actual crime. This is coming from, once again, the former Attorney General of the United States of America. Two-time former Attorney General of the U.S. Twice served. So when he says that, what am I supposed to believe? Am I supposed to believe some talking heads on CNN or MSNBC, or are we supposed to believe a former Attorney General of the United States of America? Two-time. You tell me, who shall we believe? Are we supposed to believe Alvin or a two-time former U.S. Attorney General? I think that question is rhetorical, but you know, I wanted to point that out because of who he is and what he said there. And also one thing that he said there was he thinks that we all see it. And let me tell y'all something. Boy, we sure do see it. And I've got some clips to prove it. Check these out. Did y'all notice anything with that clip as well? Did you notice anything? What were they not doing? They weren't being violent, which is what I personally think the left really wants. I think the left really wants, the right to be violent, so they have more stuff and they can kind of close the cage, so to speak, on the right. And it's so great to see that nobody played into their hands. People went out, showed their support, no violence. Love it. But there's more. Check this clip out.
I have a teenage daughter that rides these trains every day, and the stories that she tells me and I hear from my own eyes on the
This is in New York, by the way.
Trains is ridiculous. Guys masturbating on the train, 7 o'clock in the morning, smoking blunts, drinking wine, pissing in the trains. This is disgusting. New York is out of control with crime. Alvin Bragg, prosecute crime or resign. Kathy Hochul, make him prosecute crime or request his resignation. You won't do it because it's all political. I have a team.
That's coming from a fellow New Yorker who allegedly has a daughter in the same city as well, talking about how terrible of a city it is, but yet they're focused on who? Donald Trump. Interesting how that works. Eric Trump also tweeted out a video, presumably, I'm assuming this is a clip from when they were on their way to the airport for Trump to board his plane and head to New York today. Check out this clip. You love to see it. You love to see it. So, William Barr was definitely right. We see it. And as oh man, I can't think of his name at this point in time, but I actually dropped a YouTube short on his statement, but he said, "We're on to you." And yes, we are. We see the BS. When that gentleman said, "We're on to you," and when William Barr said, "We see it," they're both 100% correct. But how are you guys feeling about this whole situation? You know, I will say it's good to see everybody go out and support and show their support. I believe the Trump campaign actually fundraised like $5 million in like the first 48 hours after the second time, you know, the news was dropped that, you know, he's going to have to go to New York and blah, 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 because of the whole, you know, situation. $5 million in 48 hours. Crazy amount of money in such short of a time. So yeah, it's great to see that people are showing their support, but also it's good to see that nobody's falling into the left's trap. Nobody's falling into it. In all of the clips that I've seen so far, and there's a whole lot more, but I'll spare you guys. This video is already kind of long. In all of the videos that I've personally seen, nobody's been violent. Not a single person. Not one single person has been violent. Because that's what the left wants. And we should never give the left what they want. Peace and love, family. I'm out.